I am selling my house and losing probably about $20,000.
Just got a call from the realtor that the people buying our house might be backing out.
If your home's not selling, it's because it's overpriced. Buyers determine the value of your home.
What's up, people? We're going to be watching people selling their homes and not really getting the value for their home, buying their houses at the highest prices and then selling them for lower, taking a cut. And I ain't gonna lie, this housing market is not looking good. So let's go ahead and get straight into the video.
I am selling my house and losing probably about $20,000, maybe more, but let's hope not. I'm sharing this with all of you because I have heard, oh, that never happens. People never lose money on the sale of a house. That's not true, especially if you purchased your house in 2022 or 2023 at the height of the market. I think if you're selling your house right now, dependent on what market you're in, you might be facing something similar. And I've seen a lot of people talk about that. But buying a house in 2023 or building a house like we did was what we thought was the best decision.
The story went viral on Reddit about a homeowner in Colorado who listed their house and it's been 45 days without a single showing. TLDR, they bought the house for just under $540K and they put almost $30,000 more into it. Now they started that listing at $540K and they've already cut it down to $525. They still owe $475,000 on the house and they know they're gonna lose money, but they don't want to lose even more for agent fees. And then she says that they've been also building a new house out of state that they've paid for and it's gonna be done at the end of September, so they need to sell this house. Now it sounds like they're stretched way too thin and you just hate to see it.
Dallas homes appear to be extremely overpriced, but maybe if they drop 40%, they'll start selling. This woman says, I sold my home last year in Dallas. I had to reduce my price several times, but it did sell. She says, I hope to pick up a good deal once people realize they need to reduce their list prices. Dallas housing supply is through the roof. We're talking 60% more inventory than normal. This is great news for DFW home buyers like us because there's the most selection that the market has had since the tail end of the last downturn in 2011-2012. But great news for buyers typically means bad news for sellers. This person says, good, it's about time for a price correction. Prices need to drop 30 to 40%, if not more, because everyone thinks their home is $500,000 to $750,000 in the North Dallas area.
Okay, so here we are seeing housing prices coming from the 1963 all the way up to 2025. So we're seeing the average home prices here for in 2025 is really averaging between 500,000. That's really about the average price. So even with that girl, she decided to buy a house. She decided to buy a house in like what 2021, 2022, and prices are still high. As you can see here in 2022, I mean the average price was in quarter two, so that'd be around like maybe April around that time, 525,000. And if you're looking right now, quarter two around April, it's only like $10,000 less, $13,000 less. And me personally, I don't see the prices of houses going down. Like even you get here to 2008, the housing market crashed. Right here, prices go down. Average price of a house, the highest they got to 322,000. Now it's at 259,000. By the time 2011, the housing prices just decided to go up and go almost double, and it's only going to get worse. Let's just say I just say 2020-30, it's probably going to be around 600,000 in my opinion. Overall, U.S. housing prices are not going down nationally, with some recent data showing slight year-over-year gains, but they have cooled significantly from previous growth rates. However, prices are falling in many specific local markets, especially in the South and West, where inventory has increased. Prices remain high or are increasing in other areas, particularly in the Midwest and Northeast, where there's less inventory. And the reason why it's like that, because, I mean, once you go towards North land, it's a lot more people in the North. Just like here, I stay in North Carolina. I think it's like a population of 12 million people, but a lot of people in North Carolina don't want to stay on the outskirts.
Can I just vent about selling a home? Our house has been on the market for 9-10 months. We're supposed to close tomorrow. And these people, the request of things is like outrageous. They want a credit towards future issues. Like the stone on the outside, they want 13 grand to fix the stone if something happens. They want us to redo the cement on the side of our house that we just put in to build stairs. We just put in a golf cart path and now they want stairs, but they want us to do it and us to pay for it. Are these outrageous requests or are these normal? Help.
So, update on the house. The realtor just told us, I thought that we would be, so we bought this house for $350. I thought we'd be able to sell it for $4. Sorry, I just drank some carrot juice. We put so much money into renovations into this house, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. I thought that would be able to go towards the house, but we can only sell it for $355. So I basically lost my inheritance. My dad left me like $40,000 and I put it all into the house. And that's about how much money we're losing. So
the best advice I ever got around owning a home is that it isn't an investment. It's a place to live. I agree with that more and more now. Your mortgage payment is still like rent, and if you get money when you sell, it's a plus. Real estate is a long-term game. You're not losing, you're moving too fast. There's no one in the world who would have told you to buy a house for $350 and sell it for $400 while also putting thousands, apparently tens of thousands of dollars into it. It doesn't make any sense at all. Sounds like it was overpriced when you bought it, possibly again during the peak a few years ago. Too many people making a quick buck in the game and they don't know how the pieces move. So I mean, if you were anywhere in the financial space around COVID time, especially 2020 when a lot of us were stuck in our house, there was so back to years a ton of money flipping it in a year.
A lot of people who bought homes over the past few years thought they were making a really smart financial decision because they had FOMO, the fear of missing out, the fear of wondering, am I ever going to be able to buy a house if I don't buy one now? And fast forward 2 or 3 years later, now that a lot of people made that decision, it's really coming back to haunt a lot of people. You're seeing countless stories of buyer's remorse and regrets that a lot of people have. And today I want to highlight a story about how buying with FOMO and buying with a mortgage rate buy down is really coming back to bite a lot of people in the butt.
This goes to show you how unrealistic sometimes people are. So look, this property started in the market at $650. Boom, 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 boom. And that was back in 2023, October 2023. Didn't sell, didn't sell, didn't sell, didn't sell. Finally sold for $450. From them wanting $650, so they took $200,000 less than what they.
But that's the crazy part, though, right? It's just like, let's just say if you got into the housing market around 2022 when the houses was $500,000, did you really think that your house was going to be worth $1 million or $700,000 after you got done with it? Even if you put all them renovations into your house, it's just like, that's my opinion. That's very crazy. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. I personally, I would rather buy a house that's $200,000 and then it goes to sell for $500,000. Why would you buy a house for $500,000? Hopefully that it sells for $1 million. The only reason that house will probably even sell for $1 million if you hold that house probably for another 30 years or 20 years, buying a $500,000 house, or you buying a $500,000 house on a beach, then okay, that make kind of sense. You know, it makes sense. You might could probably sell a house for $1 million, maybe. But if you're not in any type of finite land where it's very competitive and, you know, stuff like that, and you can get a deal like $500,000 on a decent house, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2,000-3,000 square feet around that way with a decent size, land. I mean, I believe it could go. I mean, you could probably get $1 million for that. Depends on where the land is at. Like you up north, like in New York, or you're probably on the beach or something like that, where it's like highly competitive. You know what I'm saying? There's not really that many houses that's like up for sale that's really competing with yours and stuff like that. Then yeah, great deal. But if you're talking about just buying a house for $500,000 in the middle of North Carolina or Dallas, Texas, or somewhere like that, and you're in the neighborhood and you buying a house for $500,000, the builder, I mean, not even the builder, the realtor took all your profit. That house got built for $300,000 and sold for $500,000 or $600,000 when you bought it. And you think that house can go up in value? I mean, it could go up in value, but I mean, the house probably gonna go up in value, but you selling it? No, it's probably not. Ain't nobody probably gonna spend that $500,000 that you spent on that house. Like, that's just my opinion, though.
Originally wanted. This is why you list at a good price instead of having to sit on a property for so long and then eventually coming down to what it's worth.
If your home's not selling, it's because it's overpriced. Buyers determine the value of your home. And if you're not asking for a price that's currently within the ballpark of what the buyers would consider as a good value for your home, then it won't sell and it will sit on the market. So if your home's not selling and it's sitting on the market, you can either do improvements to it to make the value of your home more to match the asking price that you're currently asking for, or you can lower the price to what the home is actually worth in its current condition.
Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you go check out my Twitch and also watch my recent video, which will be right here. And make sure you hit the subscribe button right here. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.